Ask the Messengers, the program that deals with substance abuse, real people telling real stories. Hosted by Pastor Lester Lewis, co-host Charlize Wilkerson and Leroy Carey. Produced by David Humphreys. Where there is addiction, there is a chance for recovery. We're trying to help save lives on Ask the Messengers.
Welcome to Ask the Messengers. I am here today in the office of Pastor Horace Sheffield III. He is a wonderful pastor, man of God, and community activist, and he has a story to tell. We are here just to talk with him today and to have him to share his message with you. Pastor Sheffield, it's good to have you with us.
Well, thanks for being here.
All right. Can you just tell us about your upbringing?
Well, I think I had kind of a phenomenal early childhood. My father being in the labor movement under A. Philip Randolph, who organized the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters. So any significant African-American leader of that time I knew came to my house, Dr. King at my house, and it uniquely pricked, I think, my consciousness, because there was no escape for me in terms of wrestling with, what was happening to people of color, what was happening to poor people. And I think that that's probably why even to this day, I'm more concerned about others than I am often about myself. Yeah.
Now, you got involved with drugs as well.
Yeah.
Can you tell us
about
about
the genesis of my sedation and escape was when I was 16. My mother died at 43. She had a massive coronary night before a big game that I was a part of at Couseling on the football team. And during the week of mourning, a lot of our friends suggested that I drink beer, as a source of comfort, that I would feel better. And I, made a connection at that point between anesthetizing myself or doing some things to cope with things I couldn't deal with. And it inevitably led to abusing crack cocaine. That primarily came through my relationship with entertainers. Billy Paul and Billy Paul to Eddie Kendricks and David Ruffin, and freebasing, and that was a big issue at that time. I didn't have a long history with that. By the grace of God, I had escaped that, but when I picked it up, within 4 or 5 months, I was totally devastated and made a decision to go get treatment, and I've been clean now 32 years.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
You've been over 30 years clean.
32 years, this past July.
What is it that helps you stay focused to remain clean?
Well, that's an interesting story, because I just found out that a wonderful lady named Sarah Gentle, who was my counselor in treatment, I went to Bradford in Birmingham, Alabama, died. And I had seen her a couple years ago and for some reason lost connection with her. But here's what happened. I go there, and of course they give you phenobarbital to kind of allow the effects to wear themselves out. And when I was awakened after about 3 days of sleep, this beautiful white woman, all in white, I thought I was in heaven, And her name was Sarah Gentle. Can you believe that?
Wow.
And she looked at me, I'm crying. She says, "What's wrong, Horace?" I said, "What am I gonna do if I've come all the way down here and told everybody what kind of problem I have, and it doesn't work?" She told me to get up and get on my knees with her. And she said, "I've never met a person yet who got up in the morning and asked God to keep them clean and meant it, that ever relapsed." And she taught me a prayer. I prayed every day, 33 years later almost. "Lord, eliminate the mental obsessions, eradicate the physical cravings, and make the thoughts of using drugs and alcohol a thoroughly distasteful proposition. In Jesus' name." And I've never had an urge. I've never relapsed. I've never thought about it. And she's always, over those 30 years we met, she always said that she just really believed that I was going to do it. Very few people really overcome it. Right. But by the grace of God and the help of a few good people, I've been able to do it.
Amen. Yeah. In that process, how did that impact your family?
Well, I can say, I almost want to cry. I can say I was really blessed to have always a family that never put pressure on us to be anything but to live the best possible life. And so I had no issue of being transparent with my family, and it was my sister whose house I drove to in Pontiac. Her husband was the chief of police, and indicated to her that I needed to go somewhere. And by the way, I had wrote a bunch of bad checks, about $5,000 worth of checks. I had a Lincoln Continental with my title in the glove box. The dope man and gentleman who, by the way, managed the Supremes, the road manager, was at the phone booth begging me to sell my car for $8, but I drove on less than the eighth of tank of gas to my sister's house on Cherokee. When I got in front of her house, the car cut out of gas. And I look back on that as, the problems of God. And by the way, my dad came to treatment to support me, and, they just rallied, and I'm the same way. My son, my daughters, my grandchildren, hey, if we don't do for each other, then all that we do for others is for naught. Yeah.
Well, listen, we're going to return with more from Pastor Horace Sheffield III. He shared his story. Now we're going to talk about, when we come back, we're going to talk about what he's doing now with his sobriety and how he's helping others to do the same. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these messages.
Today, we recognize Charlie C., who's in long-term recovery. We salute him for opening up a brand new ice cream parlor on 7 Mile Road at Asbury Park in Detroit.
Are you struggling with an addiction to drugs and alcohol? Are you torn with which way to go to get better? Look no further. Pure Recovery Substance Treatment Centers are here to help. Pure Recovery offers non-judgmental support for men who are finding their way to recovery. With several locations within Wayne County, one of them could be just right for you. Contact Pure Recovery today through the Detroit-Wayne Integrated Health Network's 24-hour helpline, 800-241-4949.
There's a new financial empowerment center located in the Wayne County Treasurer's Office on the 5th floor of 400 Monroe in Detroit.
If you or someone you know needs help with their finances, budgeting, and making monthly payments, the Detroit Financial Empowerment Center can help.
Wayne Metro Community Action Agency has counselors ready to provide free one-on-one counseling to help you address issues related to utility bills, taxes, and other financial matters. We can also help you improve your credit score.
Changing an addict's life and providing support to the addict's family is the goal of the Live Right Structured Recovery Corps. Live Right offers art recovery, yoga, and spiritual recovery classes, Naranan, automotive maintenance training, and refuge recovery. Live Right also welcomes the LBGT community. Live Right also accepts donations of cars, trucks, boats, and campers in any condition. For more information and a complete list of their events, go to their website at liverightstructuredcorp.com or call 586-217-5899. Life short, live right.
Hi, my name is Brenda Owens. I work at Greenfield Hair Collections, and I love doing hair. I've been doing it for almost 30 years now, actually. And I do a little bit of everything. This style right here is pin curl. This is my weekly client, Lenise, short and sassy. She just got a fresh haircut last week. The name of the salon is Greenfield Hair Collections. We're located on Greenfield between Outer Drive and Curtis. I'm on the second level. My name is Brenda. My phone number is 313-729-8194. Give me a call. I love what I do.
I used to eat pills by the fistful.
Ask the Messengers.
I can just remember walking up a street and just wanting to just run out in front of a bus.
The show that deals with substance abuse by getting real people to share their real stories in hopes of helping someone else.
Once I met Viking in the pharmaceutical industry, really they are the drug dealers of the streets these days.
Look at me now. Look at me now.
We interview celebrities in recovery.
I had my first drink with a very popular, famous producer. And I finally raised my hand and say, I need help. I can't do it alone.
Substance abuse experts, experienced service providers, and more.
We have 77 wonderful providers that are providing prevention, treatment, and recovery services.
Where there's addiction, there's a chance for recovery. We're trying to help save lives on Ask the Messengers. Watch our show 24/7 on YouTube and every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. on My TV 20 Detroit.
Tell us, what was your drug of choice?
My drug of choice was everything until I got introduced to crack, and then that was my only drug of choice after that.
What was your drug of choice?
Crack cocaine. What's your drug of choice?
It was crack cocaine.
So what was your drug of choice?
Cocaine.
What was your drug of choice?
Crack.
And how long did you smoke crack?
Probably 20 years.
So now, how did you get introduced to crack? And
I first was on powder, and then the guy I was buying it from, he did crack. And one day he put a daybreak drug in my alcohol, and ended up letting me try it. And then he used it to rape me. So to kind of let the situation get from my head, I kept continuing it.
How did it start for you?
I got in some trouble when I was young, and my buddy just turned me on to it, and I liked it, and I stayed with it. I got off it for a couple of years, but then I got back on, and my mom passed away last year, and I went off the deep end, and then I put myself into drug rehab.
What led you to want to stop?
What led me want to stop? I was tired of killing myself. You know what I'm saying? I want to live, and I got 2 beautiful grandkids that I want to be in their life, you know. And drugs is for losers. I'm a winner. How did you get started?
Well, one of my brothers and sisters introduced it to me, and I took off and I liked it, and that was it.
What was your lowest point, and how did you find yourself there?
My lowest point. Ooh, I had so many of them. It's hard to pick and choose one. My lowest point was, I guess, the time when I was just on the ground in my house, thinking somebody was coming up the stairs at me. I had all kind of weapons and was just anticipating the worst, and I was the only one in the house, and it was just a horrible situation.
What was your bottom line? When did you get to the point where you said, look, enough is enough, I'm done?
Well, I just came from the courts, and the courts sentenced me to prison time, and I don't want to go to prison. And I think it's about that time. My health come first, so I'm going to let my health be a major part of quitting.
How did it start for you?
I got in some trouble when I was young, and my buddy just turned me on to it, and I liked it, and I stayed with it. I got off it for a couple of years, but then I got back on, and my mom passed away last year, and I went off the deep end, and then I put myself into drug rehab.
I was in a sex trafficking victim for a long time, so my drug of choice kind of helped me get girls. I used to be the ringleader of it, and I eventually got caught by FBI, but that's why I'm in here now. I'm proud that it happened because I'm very tired of the life, but I have a lot of guilt for turning girls out and making, and it was all basically to keep the drug up. I get your drug, you give me the money. It was a continuous circle, getting banned and watching out for police at the hotel and all that. And then I ended up getting so good at it, I made my own website and business off of it. And FBI caught up. Like, I was a savage, but I thought I was doing so good with all the money, but I lost my kids. I worked hard for my house. I had paid for a house, and I had Section 8. I lost both of those. I knew kingpins, and I was really getting trained to be a queen pin. And when I got caught, it was really the best experience of my life because now I'm in a program, I let God in my life, and it's been such an experience. Like, he showed me who I thought I was something, and I humbled myself, and he shows me it's so much more out there. Like, I'm worth more than that. I wake up loving myself, I repented, and that's what it's all about. Like, really let God lead your life.
So, what was your bottom like?
When my mom passed away, I lost my mind, I lost my car, my house, and I gave up.
So now that you're in recovery, you got 100 and something days clean. 103 days clean. What keeps you here?
I just feel so damn good. Darn good, I mean. Yeah, I do. I feel so darn good every day that I haven't had a bad day yet. Haven't had a bad day yet. Haven't been broke since the very first day I got to the lighthouse. And that's a great thing, it's been a long time.
We're back, and I am interviewing Pastor Horace Sheffield III, and he is telling us his life story and some of his background. And now we're going to get into, you're currently pastoring, is that correct?
That's correct.
Now, how long have you been pastoring?
I've been pastoring now since 1979, with maybe a few years in between. So what's that, how many years? That's 12 21 plus another 19, that's 40 years.
Yeah. How is your church, New Destiny, how is it working outside of the four walls to help people?
Well, first of all, I grew up in a different era. And I say this all the time, I go all over the country and speak. The church today is radically different because when I was coming up, the church was not self-indulgent. It was not focused solely on itself. So in other words, you go to churches now and the whole conversation, the church needs $5,000 for this. The church needs $10,000 for the pastor to get a new car. Well, I went to Tabernacle where all you heard about were members who were suffering, struggling, out of work, and how the church needed to help them. So it was all about what we need to do to help other folks. Right. And the belief was if we tend to our flock, if we help people who are in need, we don't have to ask people to do for the church, right? Because that's where their heart is, and if that's where their heart is, that's where their treasure will be. In addition to that, I believe fundamentally, I was a pastor under Roy Kelvin Nichols, one of the first African-American bishops in United Methodist Church, who always said that the church's responsibility was to be all things to all people according to their need. And he meant if they were gay people. I mean, you know, it didn't mean he embraced the lifestyle, but whoever presents themselves in our churches, who come for bread or crumbs like they came to Dive's table, Lazarus did, we have a responsibility to be all things to all people. So that's what we do here. I mean, we believe that we have to rid the road of thieves. The Good Samaritan was a wonderful person, but he could have picked up somebody every day because that road was known for thieves. Why just pick them up? Why not rid the road of thieves? So we not only try to help people who fall, but we try to keep them from being exploited. So we have a lot of stuff going on. We feed every first Saturday about 700 people with fresh meat. I mean, the lines are out the parking lot, and we help people not lose their homes. We have a tax foreclosure prevention program here where we can actually get people's taxes exempted. We have a lot of young people who are involved with our media. We should do our own broadcast here. So, I mean, we have a lot of equipment that we still do, and we have young people involved with my show. But, you know, I marveled at Nat Morris when I was a teenager. He remembers me around WGPR, first Black-owned TV station in the nation, the work that they did there, and to watch those professional, consummate professionals do what they did was inspiring to me. And why was that helpful? Because at that age, I learned the power of communication, of the spoken word, of being able to convey messages in concise, clear, cogent ways that could move people. You know, our biggest issue, Pastor, is we still can't seem to move folks. People not even moved by this president we have and all the stuff he does.
We have an issue that we're facing here in the state of Michigan with legalized recreational marijuana. What is your view as a pastor?
Well, I think every one of these issues, like we're dealing with solar energy now, every one of these issues, these people come to town and they use black folks as the Trojan horse to carry these things across the finish line. Now they talking about, you know, the number of people who, you know, have legal and criminal issues as it relates to the use of marijuana. Well, it may be legal, but you still can't get a job if you test positive.
Right. That's
I mean, right. And then there's all kind of other research that reveals that there is harm done. And so here's my issue. We can ill afford to do anything that's going to further encumber us because we're born black, which is already a handicap in the white man's world. So they want to make all this money and tell us it's all right. It's not all right. That's just me. Not to mention the fact I was at an African American museum and some guy from some paper, Metro Times, he ate me up there, ate me up in the paper. I give less than 2 cents for how he feels. In fact, he said he'd been smoking marijuana all his life. He looked like it. We can't afford to have people become afflicted and addicted because we tell them stuff is legal. Alcohol is legal, but everybody shouldn't drink it.
Right.
Yeah. So I continue my efforts to educate people. I believe marijuana is a gateway drug. I believe that you put yourself at risk of not being able to get the employment that you want. and it needs to be addressed.
All right. Now, can you just very quickly, I know that you're associated with other groups such as Detroit Wayne Mental Health Authority and others. Why is it so important that you collaborate in the effort?
Well, Detroit Wayne Mental Health, which is being changed to Detroit Wayne Integrative Health System as of October 1st, is our funder. You know, we run suicide prevention programs called Project Rainbow, where we go into schools and we teach other folks in churches what's called QPR, question, persuade, and respond, how to identify folks who are at risk of suiciding. We provide prevention programs. We have the Mackenzie Noble Community Collaborative, where we help seniors. We have seniors now who are engaged in opioid abuse, prescription pill abuse. So we're a prevention provider. We don't do treatment, but we tell people about what the risks are, what the dangers are. We have a youth program here with about 25 young people. Many of them get paid, but they're our messengers. We've told them, come up with the messages. Come on my radio show. You create and craft how you need to communicate with your peers, because it's far more palatable and potent if you tell them than if we tell them. And so this is still a major issue for us, my brother. Having been clean 32 years and knowing what my life was like, I mean, I was oppressed. I was under dominion, and getting clean and free from drugs, I was free from the dominion of sin. It's a sin. It's a sin for us to render ourselves useless, to make ourselves captive to our compulsions. Right.
Well, Pastor, I want to thank you so much for spending time with us and sharing your story, but also sharing your passion.
Absolutely.
And here at Ask the Messengers, we believe that as we're giving you good information and resources, Pastor Horace Sheffield III has many different resources. And Pastor, can you just very quickly tell them how can they get in touch with you for any of the programs?
Sure,
that you have?
313-491-0003, 313-491-0003. My number's out there on the market, not the black market. But people have my number all over town. I'm accessible. Jesus dwelt among them. The woman slithered like a snake through the seams of the crowd, touched the hem of his garment. I'm accessible. I'm available. I'm here to help. I want you to be free. I want you to live the best life that God has ordained for you. And if I can help you, call me. We'll do our best.
All right.
We'll be right back with more of Ask the Messengers.
I'm joined today by Maureen Taylor and Louis Pisker to let you know about a new financial empowerment center located in the Wayne County Treasurer's Office.
Do you know someone, family or friends, that need help with finances? Do you know people having trouble making ends meet, especially with property taxes or other payments? The Detroit Financial Empowerment Center can help. Treasurer Sabri invites you to visit the new Financial Empowerment Center, 400 Monroe, on the 5th floor in downtown Detroit.
We've partnered with the Wayne County Treasurer's Office and the City of Detroit to provide free one-on-one financial counseling to help you address problems related to utility bills, property or income taxes, credit repair, and other financial matters. Our professional counselors can also help you plan your monthly budget and increase your credit score.
This service is available to all Wayne County residents. For free and private financial counseling, contact the center at 313-322-6222 and make an appointment today.
Are you struggling with an addiction to drugs and alcohol? Are you torn with which way to go to get better? Look no further. Pure Recovery Substance Treatment Centers are here to help. Pure Recovery offers non-judgmental support for men who are finding their way to recovery. With several locations within Wayne County, one of them could be just right for you. Contact Pure Recovery today through the Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Network's 24-hour helpline, 800-241-4949.
I'm Artesia Washington, and I'd like to welcome you to Irvine Head Injury, where restoring you to your previous level of functioning is our goal. We offer services such as physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech and language pathology, aquatic therapy, massage therapy, and counseling. An automobile accident is an unfortunate event. If you feel that you or a loved one can benefit from our services, you can be reached at 248-415-2500. We look forward to hearing from you.
Changing an addict's life and providing support to the addict's family is the goal of the Live Rite Structured Recovery Corps. Live Rite offers art recovery, yoga, and spiritual recovery classes, Naranan, automotive maintenance training, and refuge recovery. Live Rite also welcomes the LBGT community. Live Rite also accepts donations of cars, trucks, boats, and campers in any condition. For more information and a complete list of their events, go to their website at liveRightStructuredCorp.com or call 586-217-5899. Life short, live right.
And now, Ask the Messengers takes you out to 7 Mile Road and Asbury Park for the grand opening celebration of Charlie C's brand new ice cream parlor.
Ask the Messengers is live and on location here at Charlie C's Ice Cream Shop. Listen, he is boasting that he has the best butter pecan in the world, and he's got a Dream Supreme. Come on, can you tell us about your grand opening here?
Well, this grand opening is a statement that God can do anything with anybody. I believe people in recovery are God's best evidence that he is real.
So listen, as you know, Charlie C is in long-term recovery, and he is showing that there is life after recovery. Now, come on, can you tell us about some of the things you have here to offer?
Well, Charlie C's has ice cream so good, you won't be able to talk. In fact, I went and bought the best premium ice creams that I could find. Some of it Michigan made. Where when you taste my ice cream, when you taste my banana pudding, Dream Supreme, when you taste my homemade cakes, you won't be able to talk. This will stop you from talking.
This will hold up conversation, huh? Well, listen, we are on 7 Mile in Detroit. Now, why is it so important that you open up your business in the city of Detroit?
We believe in Detroit. I'm a Detroiter. Things are coming up in Detroit, and we want to show that we believe. In fact, I'm about to start a newsletter. They got the Avenue of Fashions. On 7 Mile, we got the Avenue of Food.
All right. Well, listen, Ask the Messengers is here. We're on location. We're on 7 Mile in Asbury Park. This is where Charlie C's is located, and we had the grand opening, and it's time, Charlie. It's time.
And don't forget our rib tips. My grandson is over there with the rib tips, with the Polish sausage, with the hamburgers. We're about to expand on the grilling up here. We're going to grill all year round, and we're going to have barbecue all year round. We're going to have lamb chops. We're going crazy on 7 Mile.
Man, you're making me hungry, man. We got everything here. So not just ice cream, but there's also some food, some of that good soul food to get down in you and he'll grab hold of you. Listen, it's time for us to cut the ribbon on this wonderful new establishment so that our community can come and support you, Charlie.
Thank you so much.
All right. Here we go. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. We are officially open. Won't you help us to do exactly what our motto is, and that is to help save lives? Won't you send a generous donation to the information there on the screen? We would love to have you as part of our partnership to help save lives. You may not be able to go out in the street. You may not be able to come here to the show, but you can send your donation that helps us save lives. Again, we want to thank you for tuning in to Ask the Messengers, and we pray that something has been said or done that has helped you. And also, we know that love is what love does, and we want to love you to life. We'll see you next time on Ask the Messengers.